Ms. Winter, I've just two topics for you. The first is this. Did PSNI rely on post office employees, such as you, for assistance as to the operation of accounting procedures in post office branches?
Yes.
And so you were one of the people who provided that type of assistance to PSNI?
I would have provided that assistance plus my team leader.
Yeah. That's the first topic. The second topic is this. You first said at about 10:45 this morning that we were told that the system was 100% reliable. And you explained that you were told at the training college, and that was reinforced by senior managers, and you've repeated that a number of times today. Yes?
Yes.
Just looking at Mr. McLaughlin's case, whatever you may say about the interview, and I don't propose to debate the merits or otherwise of your analysis of that interview, you had received a defence statement which put Horizon reliability front and centre. It said that documents were altered to deal with discrepancies without any dishonesty. And this was said in that defence statement at a time when nobody could say there was an Horizon bandwagon in existence. Would you agree with that?
Yes.
And you had a report from the forensic accountants McClure Walters that showed that there were negative entries in the accounts for which Mr. McLaughlin would have no incentive. He would in effect have been defrauding himself. Yes?
Yes.
And the authors suggested that the entries might be due to ongoing inaccuracies in the computer system. There were also discrepancies that continued after Mr. McLaughlin had left the Brookfield branch, and Mr. McLaughlin could not have carried out all the transactions. I just want to ask you about that report. Did that report from the forensic accountants not cause you to question whether the system was 100% reliable?
It did ask me to question myself,
Yeah.
but I also questioned some of that report.
Of course. Well, did you ever, when you questioned Horizon in that way, the 100% reliability, did you seek assistance as to the significance of those findings before the prosecution continued? And when I say significance, from Fujitsu or from technical experts that Post Office could contact?
Yes, from Fujitsu.
You requested permission, assistance from Fujitsu, did you?
There would have been a statement would have been requested from Fujitsu, because I do remember at the time that I requested a statement, I was told by casework that they didn't think a statement existed from Fujitsu, and it would take a while to get that statement.
Did you get a statement, Ms. Swinters?
Because from what I can recall from that, I remember discussing this report with the Director of Public Prosecutions, and it was him that said we would need to have a statement because of this defence from Mr. McLaughlin. We would need a statement from Fujitsu.
And did you get one?
Yes.
You saying you got a statement from Fujitsu?
If the DPP had asked for a statement, it would have to be produced.
Now, you said your file was sent to Post Office. Yes?
Yes.
And you said Mr. Scott would have had it.
Yes, because I do remember at the time of what was Second Sight, which was, well, Second Sight, all my files, past files, were all asked to go to John Scott personally.
Right. So it's at that time you think Mr. Scott would have had it?
Not at the time of Mr. McLaughlin. I'm saying that later on all our files went to Mr. Scott.
At the time of Second Sight.
The
head of security in 2005 was Mr. Marsh. Yes?
Yes.
Did Mr. Marsh get it?
No, I can only remember sending all the files to John Scott personally. They had to go to him personally.
Right. So at the time of Mr. McLaughlin's proceedings, did you send this report to Post Office? security, senior levels?
That report would have went into casework, and it would have went into my file, and then your files are examined, and I suppose I would assume that casework would have passed that on.
Did you flag the report as raising interesting issues when you sent it?
Yes.
You did?
I flagged the report with my line manager at the time. I mean, it was the statement coming through, yes.
Who was your line manager at the time, Miss Winter?
It may have been Les Thorpe or...
Mr. Thorpe left Post Office in January 2003. This will have been February 2005 when the proceedings against Mr. McLaughlin finished.
It may have been Dave Pardo.
Did anybody contact you about it, Miss Winter?
Pardon?
Did anybody contact you about the report when you flagged it?
I don't recall.
But, just to be clear, you're sure that Post Office had been sent the forensic accountant report from McClure Walters about the case of Alan McLaughlin before Lee Castleton's case was heard in the High Court in 2006?
I wouldn't recall dates.
Well, wait,
This report would have went higher up because of what it was stating.
Yeah. Because Mr. McLaughlin pleaded guilty in February 2005. Did you wait until 2007 to send this report to Post Office, or did you send it in 2005?
Well, it would have went in 2005.
Thank you very much, Ms. Winters.
Mr. Maloney, can I ask you, and Ms. Price as well, do we actually know whether or not a statement from Fujitsu is obtained in this case?
We haven't seen one, sir, but we'll check the detail and come back to you with that.
So I haven't seen one either, if that helps.
Well, I'd rather assume that, but I don't think it should be a secret, so to speak, what's going on.
No, thank
All
you.
right.